Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the New England Patriots, but without Mac Jones. We're going to do it with Bailey Zappe. It was just suggested by one of my commenters. So we're just going to be doing it with Bailey Zappe, and his face scan looks absolutely nothing like him. Out of Western Kentucky, 6'1", 215 pounds. Everyone's just a copy and paste of Tom Brady nowadays. I'm just kidding. We got Mac Jones here, and obviously we are going to be trading him away because, point of the rebuild. Terrible intro to start. You guys know exactly what I mean, and I just feel like doing this just because why not? Mac Jones has not been playing the best, but he did win Rookie of the Year, so of course you can't just say he's a bust QB. So he did pretty good last year. But we are just going to trade him away just for the sake of the rebuild because why not? I think it's just funny to do this. So let's send him where all white QBs go to die. And let's give another white QB a shot in the Commanders. I need a first-round pick out of him because that's what we got in real life. They're not willing to trade away their first-round pick. But guess what? I don't care. I'm still going to try and take it from the Mac Jones in a 4th. Mac Jones a 4 and a 5. Would that probably do it? Come on. Really? I have to give up like a 3? Mac Jones and a 3. Will you do that straight up? Mac Jones and a 3, and he's off to the Commanders for a first-round pick. Good stuff. Bailey Zappe is going to be the future. Just wanted to make sure that the roster did not get auto-adjusted. And also, if you have a young QB or any type of rookie QB, you want to make sure to go in free agency and get a mentor QB for them. Helps significantly. And Cam Newton's a mentor QB, but that's a running QB, so I don't know if I want that. Josh Johnson's kind of the same thing. Anyone else? Trade target young. Wow, these tags aren't good, so I guess Cam Newton is literally the only guy we can go to, but actually he's a higher overall than Bailey Zappe, so I don't want him to actually accidentally start. So out of San Diego, Josh Johnson is going to be our mentor QB for Bailey Zappe. Just so that way, maybe he gets more XP this way, so he's going to be our backup QB. We got Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson. I'm going to give him start Ev. I don't care what you guys say. He's a pretty good running back. He's a great running back, matter of fact, and he's definitely going to get start Ev because he has been playing great in real life and he deserves more credit. Jacoby Myers, Nelson Aguilar, Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. I'm actually going to trade away Jonnu Smith. I just don't need him on this team. I already have Hunter Henry. He's not that useful in real life. So let's see what the trade offers we can get for him. I don't know if I like anything here even to start with. Did not know Tristan Hill was on the Cardinals. Forgot about that. I thought he was still in the Cowboys. All these offers here, if I'm being real, kind of suck. Like really bad. Deshaun Elliott's probably the best one we got, but we don't need a safety. So I guess I'm just going to trade him away to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can I get a late first-round pick for Jonnu Smith? Is that I'm going to take their second-round pick and see how that works. Yep, Jonnu Smith for a second-round pick works for me. And then offensive line is amazing. Cole Strange, believe it or not, I don't care what you guys say, I'm going to give him star development as well. He's been playing great this season, and I'm not gonna lie. He was picked at the end of the first round. I wouldn't have picked him there. They probably could have got him in the second round, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Cole Strange has been playing great. This offensive line is great. Defensively, looking at it, Matt Judon here, former Raven, Josh Uche. Interior middle linebacking core needs to be upgraded significantly. And with that being said, do I move to a 4-3? I think I want to because the linebacking core is just horrible, like really, really bad. 4-3/4 was that the playbook that I wanted to go, or base 4-3? I think it's 4-3/4. 4-3/4 is what I'm gonna go right now, and we're gonna move Matt Judon and Josh Uche. Actually, we're gonna leave Josh Uche where he is. Just move Matt Judon down to the left end position for the team, and I think that would just be better for the team. I'm gonna leave Derek Wise, I believe it is. Is Derek Wise his first name? Derek? Is it? No. Dietrich Wise Jr. is going to be our starting rush right end, and Matthew Judon's going to be the starting rush left end. Christian Barmore is injured. I did not know that, but we're going to just leave him there for now. Jonathan Jones. Who is this Jones? Jack Jones. Did not know he was on the team, but that must be very confusing for the coordinators. The Green Goblin, Jabril Peppers, and Devin McCourty. Jabril Peppers is on the Patriots. I completely forgot about that. I'm going to move him to 5'11", 213. How fast is he? Only 89 speed. I'm going to move him to the outside linebacker position. See how that works for a little bit. I feel like that would just be better for the team rather than just wasting his potential behind Devin McCourty. So he's going to play there. And yeah, this is what we got for the team. And Bailey Zappe is going to be the starter for this year. So we're going to see how he works out. So apart from that, guys, it is now time to move on to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Chicago Bears. As we are 5-2, second in the division, still a highly contested division. This is a big win here against the Jets if we can acquire it. Bailey Zappe seems to be balling out. What do we got? Offensively, 7th in offensive points per game, and our offensive passing game is 7th. That's pretty good. We're going to choose the draft class, keep auto-generated rookies as always. We got a lot of offensive tackles at the top of the board, but our offensive line is set. Honestly, our offense is set. I would like another receiver, though. Looking at the scouting national focus, what are we going to do here? I think we're going to actually just go with wide receiver because I would like that a lot. So we're going to go with wide receiver. We also need linebacker as well and interior defensive line. But we're just going to go with that for now. And we're going to go to players ready to negotiate. What are we going to have here? Devin McCourty, I want 1 year. If he's willing to do this, I will, and he does. Good stuff. He's back for a year. Jonathan Jones, yeah, I just want 1 year at a time and slowly bring down his contract as he regresses, but he doesn't want to resign even though I gave him the base deal and he has a high reinterest, but okay. Damian Harris, I do want back, actually. I'm going to give him player friendly. Let's see if he goes with that. And he still wants more money. I'm not going to overpay for a running back. I can get one at any point, and Ramondre Stevenson is good as well, so I'm not going to worry about that. Matter of fact, I might trade him. No, I'm going to keep him. I'm going to keep him for now. Jacoby Myers, I want to increase his money a little bit more so he stays, and he does. Good stuff. I'm just going to let Damian Harrison walk to free agency. Nelson Aguilar. Do I keep him on the team just for Bailey Zappe? I mean, we already have Kendrick Bourne. Let's increase this overall one more time and then trade him away. I just don't need him on the team, and I'm not willing to re-sign him either. So I'm going to trade away Nelson Aguilar to the Bears, actually. This makes sense. Give me my third-round pick back that I traded away for Mac Jones, and he's off for a third-round pick. Good stuff. Jabril Peppers is a guy that I do want back. How much money? He doesn't want too much money. Let's up it a little bit more for him, though, and he re-signs. Good stuff. And Josh Johnson, how long can I keep you here for as long as it's a limited deal? I'm actually going to put down your contract a little bit more, bud. And he resigns. Good stuff. Gave him a super cheap deal. He's going to stay on the team for quite a while. Nick Folk, 37. I thought he was a lot younger than that. Yeah, he'll hit free agency. Isaiah Wynn, I do want to resign. And let's give him a 5-year deal, and he resigns as well. A lot of young players that we are resigning here. And everyone else here is just a no. I'm just not really interested in those guys. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move on to the playoffs. And we go 6-11 on the second half of the season, coming off a blowout loss to the Bills. That's just EA for you, you know? You start 5-2 and then finish 6-11. Thank you, EA, for your quality bullshit game that people willingly buy every year. We traded Nelson Aguilar, and the game's like, no, Nelson Aguilar's your entire team. What are you doing? Also, I need to turn off, like, tips, because no, they're already off. Why is it showing me tips? Okay. Interesting game, EA, but swear to God, I do one minor change to the roster and it just collapses. Bailey Zappe was actually pretty good for 64 overall, 25th best offense, second worst defense. Okay. 4,400 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions needs to go down, but still pretty good year for 64 overall. Damian Harris, 12 touchdowns, 4.3 average, 1,000 yards. Ramondre Stevenson is going to be the starter next season. Jacoby Myers, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Devontae Parker, 5 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Kendrick Bourne got involved in the second half of the season. Hunter Henry got a lot less reps than I expected him to get. And then looking at it defensively, Jabril Peppers, 130 tackles for a loss, 18 for Matthew Judon, sacks, 16.5 for Matthew Judon, and Wise with 6.5 interceptions, 4 for Adrian Phillips. Safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jonathan Jones and 1 for Jabril Peppers. So I don't know how this team went 6-11, but it is what it is. It's now time to move in to the offseason. And Mac Jones wins with the Commanders and wins the Super Bowl MVP. Crazy. And the Jets lose. Our division rival lose. So What are we supposed to do as the Patriots team? Do we root for the Jets or do we root for our old teammate Mac Jones, who we just traded away? Oh my God. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP, and there are no awards here for the New England Patriots, unfortunately. But we're going to see what we got here for the roster and the lineup. What do we got offensively for the upgrades? Offensively, we look the exact same. Okay, defensively, Matthew Judon gets Superstar X Factor. That's useful. Devin McCourty regressed hardcore. Adrian Phillips, I'm going to need a cut eventually because he's just old. And Jalen Mills gets Star Dev. Why? He's 29 years old. He didn't need it. I don't think he even deserved it, but sure. He gets Star Dev. Why not? Let's go to the players that are ready to negotiate their contracts and the retirement players. Hopefully Adrian Phillips just retires, so that way I just won't have to deal with him. I'm not going to keep Devin McCourty in this further upcoming season, but not this upcoming one because I already gave him a contract. So what do we got here for the retirements? The AFC East. Oh my gosh. Josh Johnson, after I just gave him a 5-year deal, was like, nah. Matthew Slater, Brian Hoyer, Marcus Cannon, Devin McCourty, who I just gave a contract, so I guess he's not going to be playing, and our center. Oh my, the entire team was just like, nah, we're not dealing with Bailey Zappe. Anyways, players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Jonathan Jones, I'm going to increase the money a little bit just for you, just so we stay for a little bit longer. I'm fine with giving him another 1-year deal. He's our top, he's technically our top back. Damian Harris didn't have a bad season, but I'm just not going to overpay for him. Nick Folk now has star development. I don't know why, but he does. And I'm just going to let all these guys just walk and hit free agency. Don't care about them. And we're going to hop into free agency with $70 million to spend, so let's move into it. After free agency, we ended up getting Tony Pollard as our new starting back and Mike Hughes as a depth defensive back. He has star def, 77 overall, so he'll pair decently with Jonathan Jones. So let's move into the draft. In the first round, at pick number 7, I'm picking up wide receiver Dwight Gray out of Iowa. Unfortunately, only normal depth, but he was a good athlete with 94 speed, 6'1", 183. Unfortunate that he doesn't have development, but I'm sure he'll be a good player for the team. The end of the first round with the Commanders pick, we're going to get middle linebacker Robert Johnson, hidden development, 87 speed out of Kansas State. He seems pretty good. And late in the second round, I'm picking up another middle linebacker, Ben Maskolowinski, I believe is how you pronounce it, out of North Carolina, hidden development, pass coverage, 5'11", 237. And in the fifth round, I'm picking up a hidden development fullback out of North Dakota State. Interesting. I mean, we'll take him. Dude's 6'3", 230 pounds. He's playing the wrong position. I need to move this dude to linebacker. Holy crap, wearing Tom Brady's number. This is the team after the draft, and Anderson, the fullback, is a 72 overall, so he seems pretty legit to me. And Kendrick Bourne. Gray is a 76 overall. I knew he was going to be good. But it's unfortunate how it turned out, how he didn't get a development. It's really frustrating because whenever you don't have a development, it's really hard to develop a player, obviously. And we're going to go to the quarterback position, look for another mentor. Andy Dalton, he might be a higher overall. Yeah, I don't want him to be a higher overall than Bailey Zappe, so that way he doesn't accidentally start. So we're going to sign Case Keenum as our second string quarterback, so that way Case Keenum can just mentor Bailey Zappe. Maybe he gets a little bit more XP. And yeah, Bailey Zappe is going to be the future for this team, as it's been already established in this video. Gray, he's going to be my second. Devontae Parker is going to be my third. Robertson, I picked this guy up in like the 5th round. He seems all right as well. Devontae Parker, I want him starting over Kendrick Bourne for sure. And is Jacoby Myers my slot? He is my slot. So I'll make Devontae Parker my slot now. No, Robertson is going to be my slot. I'm super indecisive with this, but you guys know what I'm trying to do. Sure, Uche can be the rush right end. Adrian Phillips is not going to be my sub linebacker. I can tell you that right now. Defensively, yeah, I want Johnson to start here, and I want Mlowski. Do I want him right outside linebacker? I think I do. I think that's where I'm going to put him. Hopefully he doesn't adjust the entire roster that I just had, and it did. God, that's frustrating. Yeah, we're going to do that. Mlowski is going to move up over Josh Uche. And I want this Bailey guy to move up. He was a bust of a pick, but he's fine. And can Christian Barmore start, please? Thank you. And yeah, I think we should be all good with that. Offensively, I'm going to make sure, yeah. Have to do this stuff all over again. No, Parker's in the right place. Actually, that's all in its right place. Yeah, it's all in its right place. Making sure everything is good. Adrian Phillips, I guess I'll just keep on the team for now. It's not really that big of a deal to cut him, so we're going to keep him there. And anyways, guys, apart from that, like the team so far, hopefully we don't choke on the second half of the season, and let's move into the midseason mark. And here we are at the midseason mark going 2-5. The offense sucks. The defense is even worse. Back to a 3-4 we go. I'm not. We have two decent middle linebackers now. I'm going back to a 3-4 because this is going to be quite embarrassing if I change the scheme and the defense is just bad because of me. So we're going to put Jabril Peppers. Dang, where do we put him now? I guess I'll move him down to... Well, actually, I can move him back to free safety now that Devin McCourty is gone. I probably should have done that to start with. So he's going to move back to free safety. Then I need to adjust basically my entire defense mid-season to basically say, hey, go back to your old position because you guys suck without the original scheme. So we're going to move him back to the left outside linebacker position, please. Move him there. And Josh is going to continue to start there. And we're going to have this Ben Malowski guy, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name. You guys know who I'm talking about. This guy, we're going to move back into the inside linebacker position. And maybe do we get rid of Juan Bentley? I don't think so. I think he's fine where he's at. I'm still going to start Ben over him, just so that way he can get more reps. And yeah, I'm cool with all that. Christian Barmore is a left end. He is. Interesting. I thought he was a defensive tackle, but I guess I was wrong. So we're going to have him there. And yeah, we're cool with everything on defense now. Specialist, Josh, we're going to move up. And going to have Juan Bentley be my sub linebacker there. And I think we should be good with all of that. Tony Pollard is just splitting reps with Stevenson. And Gray, I got to move back up. This is very frustrating to do. Robertson is going to move up as well. Move Devontae Parker back to the slot position. Now I'm going to move Robertson back to the slot position. And yeah, that's where I wanted the team. That was a lot of adjusting to do, but we're coming off a loss to the Eagles, unfortunately. We got some scouting national focus. Let's see what we got here. I want to do defensive tackle this year, or DB would be sick. I'll go DB, actually. Let's go DB, CB, whatever you want to call it. A lot of offensive linemen in this class as well. Again, we don't need offensive line. Let's go to the players ready to negotiate and see what we got here. Case Keenum doesn't want to return. I highly doubt any other team will sign you, but okay. Free agent tight end that we don't need. Mike Onunwe is, I believe, how you pronounce it. I want to give him a player-friendly deal, and let's see if he accepts that. He does. Good stuff. And Juan Bentley. I already have your replacements. Don't care. Kyle Duggar. I do want Kyle Duggar back. You're gonna need to come back on this team, Kyle Duggar. We need you. And he resigns. May have overpaid for him a little bit, but I need him back on the team. Trent Brown, same deal with you. I'll overpay you a little bit. Probably not as expensive as your previous contract, which it wasn't, but still good. Hunter Henry. Let's re-sign you. Player-friendly deal. And he wants more length? I gave you more length already. I don't know why you're upset. Jonathan Jones, 1-year deal is what I'm cool with. Will you accept this? And he still wants more money like he did last year, even though he has moderate interest. I'll just let him hit free agency since he's being picky. Kendrick Bourne, don't need you. Devontae Parker, don't need you. Josh, I do want Josh back. He's a 74, actually. I'll let him hit free agency. Everyone else can just get out of my face. Don't need them. Anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to move to the playoffs. Hopefully we can make them. Here we are in the playoffs once again, going 6-11, not making the playoffs. Man, oh man. Bailey Zappe improved this year. 27th best offense, still has a horrible passer rating though. 26th defense, okay. 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, still an interception problem. Tony Pollard, 5 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry, 1,000 yards. Jacoby Myers, almost 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. Justin Robertson in the slot did all right. Gray is all right as well. Looking at it defensively, Jabril Peppers, 116 tackles for a loss, 16 for Matthew Judon, sacks, 14 for Matthew Judon, interceptions, 4 for Jonathan Jones. Safeties on the team is going to be 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So I think we need another elite pass rusher, so I'll probably try and get that in this next free agency, but let's move into the offseason. And Dak Prescott and the Cowboys beat the Bills in the Super Bowl as the Bills lose their 5th Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers wins another league MVP. And yeah, that's going to be about it for the awards because the Patriots never get any. Let's see the roster upgrades offensively if we do have any. What are we going to have? Our fullback is a superstar. He definitely came with that. Fullbacks don't get development upgrades. God, the only superstar I have on my offense is my fullback. Okay. Defensively, looking at it, what do we got? Jabril Peppers is a superstar development. Adrian Phillips is a superstar development too now. I'm still going to cut him regardless. I don't care. Both my linebackers got star dev. They already had it, so that's fine with me. But we're going to move in to the re-sign players to see who we have for the re-signings, of course. Even though Jonathan Jones was the interception leader on our team, I still don't want him. I feel like I can maybe either get it back in free agency or just get a better defensive back. So we're just going to try that. 2023 retirements, let's see what we got. We got the AFC East. Where is it? AFC East. Case Keenum and Lawrence Guy both retire. Okay. That's fine with me. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who else we got here. Juan Bentley, no, I don't care that he's an 85. He can walk. Hunter Henry, I do want back. Let's try to up the money for him a little bit more. And he wants to still free agency, even though I kept giving him more and more money. Okay, I'll try to get him back in free agency. Jonathan Jones, let's give him a slight bit more money, actually. And yeah, I should have just re-signed him in the first place. I gave him a slight bit more money. It wasn't too expensive. So I know I said I wasn't going to re-sign him, but I did it anyways. Everyone else here I just don't want. So anyways, guys, apart from that, I would say it's now time to move into free agency. Huge free agency, got an elite edge rusher in Nick Bosa. We also got Mike Evans, Dexter Lawrence, Noah Fant, and Jeff Okudah. Didn't get Hunter Henry back, but we still had an amazing free agency overall. So let's move in to the draft. And in the draft at pick number 4, picking up the defensive back, Avery Moody, man-to-man, 6'3", 198 out of Texas Tech, 95 speed. He's tall and he's fast. We like that hidden development. He's going to be great for the team. And in the 3rd round, I'm picking up right outside linebacker David Shelby, pass coverage linebacker out of Ole Miss, and he's going to fill the old spot Josh Uche failed to fill. So he's going to be a pretty good pick. So this is the team after the draft and free agency. Receiving core looks great, especially with Noah Fant and Mike Evans. The new additions, both of our rookie receivers from last year, who are now second years, are also pretty good fill-ins behind them. Looking at it defensively, we got Shelby on the outside, who was a 3rd round pick. He's going to be great for us. I'm going to cut Wise so that way Nick Bosa can play his proper position. So yeah, that'll also save us money. I just don't need him. He hasn't been that extraordinary either. So he's going to play there. Christian Barmore, I kind of want to move to defensive tackle, but I feel like he's just fine right there as well. So Nick Bosa is going to move to his correct position in the right end position. And yeah, I think we should be good. Avery Moody is a 77 overall, so he's going to be sick. And Adrian Phillips, I'm going to trade away. I just don't need, even though he's a superstar dev, I don't really care. I don't need him on my team. I don't want him on my team. So who can I get for him? I don't really necessarily need anything now that I think about it. Micah Hyde wouldn't be that bad of an addition either. Matt Milano would be kind of cool. Dawson Knox, Dylan Dawkins, Teron Johnson would not be horrible either. Naheem Hines, Isaiah McKenzie. Actually, let's just take a 2nd round pick for them. Can we do that? 2nd round pick for Adrian Phillips straight up is kind of crazy. I figure he'll retire within the next 2 years. So great for us. And middle linebacking core looks pretty good. Like everything that we got here. Specialist. Who's going to be the slot? I would like Robertson to be the slot instead. And Gray be the 2nd slot on that. Moody's going to be the defensive back slot. And I'm fine with all these guys getting the reps here at linebacker. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to get into the 3rd season and see what we got. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Jets. So we're 2-5, bottom of the division once again. What's the problem? Offense is mid, defense is playing actually pretty well. Just Bailey Zappe is the problem. Our offense, actually, no, it's the rushing game that's the problem, even though we're in a rushing offense. Interesting how Ramondre Stevenson and Tony Pollard can't pull that off, and we have a superstar fullback, so kind of crazy. But we're going to choose the national scouting focus here. What do we, you know what? I'll just do, should I do quarterback just for the, I'm going to do quarterback for the memes. So if Bailey Zappe does not bring us the Super Bowl this year, we're just going to move on and say that's it for the Bailey Zappe rebuild. So we're just going to try that, and we're going to do players ready to negotiate here. Let's see what we got. And we are going to have, I don't want that tight end. Don't need that QB. I need Matthew Judon back. I don't care how old he is. He needs to come back, spread out the deal, and he wants more money. So we're going to give it to him at the end of the year. Need David Andrews back as well. So let's see if we can get him, and he does resign. Anyone else? Ramondre Stevenson I would like back. Jonathan Jones I don't need anymore. I do want Ramondre Stevenson back, even though he doesn't want to be here. And he resigns. Good stuff. And Christian Barmore I do want back as well. I can't negotiate with him yet. Jalen Mills I'll let walk. Devon Godshaw I'll let walk. And everyone else here I'll just let walk. So anyways, guys, apart from that, hopefully we can somehow make the playoffs magically. But let's get to it. And here we are in the playoffs. Magically making it, as I said. 11-6 top of the division. Second half Bailey, baby. 8th best offense in the league and best defense in the league. Goated. Here to face the Titans. Remember whenever the Patriots lost to the Titans in the wildcard round? This might be a redo. 5th best offense. Oh my gosh, Bailey Zappe's goated. Best defense in the NFL. Bailey Zappe has to be top 10 here. Did I miss him? He had to. No, come on, dude. Mac Jones is 4th on the Commanders. It's Bailey Zappe's passer rating is bad. Yes, the interceptions are still a problem. Okay, I mean, he did good this year, but if he doesn't make it the Super Bowl, I don't care. I'm replacing him. 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry for Tony Pollard, 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns for Mike Evans, Jacoby Myers, 14 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. Noah Fant did pretty good as well. Gray and Robertson are not doing as good as I thought they would do. Looking at defensively, Ben, 110 tackles for a loss, 14 for Nick Bosa, sacks 25.5 for Nick Bosa, 8.5 for Christian Barmore, 6.5 for Dexter Lawrence, Matt Judon only with 5 interceptions, 2 for Robert Johnson, and 2 for Ben as well. Looking at it, safeties, 0 offensive touchdowns is a 1 for Jonathan Jones. So, yeah, that's just the way it is. Let's see if we can beat the Tennessee Titans to move on to the divisional round with Bailey Zappe at QB. And we do, 24-17. Let's see if we can get to the conference championship with Bailey Zappe at QB. What do we got? We do. Here to face the 16-1 Kansas City Chiefs with Bailey Zappe. Let's get into this game to see if we can beat the Kansas City Chiefs to move on to the Super Bowl with Bailey Zappe. Let's move into it. Here we are against the Kansas City Chiefs, and it looks like they might score opening drive. They do score on the opening drive. I'm just going to simulate here to the end of the game, and we score 3 points. The next drive, they don't score anything. Then they do, 14-3. I don't know if Bailey Zappe is going to be able to do this. It's a really hard team in simulation. 10-17 currently, 17-17 tying it up in the game. And come on, 24-17, 27-17, 30-17. Put some points on the boards, guys. 24-30. And that's going to be the game. Lost by 6 points, unfortunately. And you know what that means? We're replacing Bailey Zappe. I don't care if he made it to the conference championship. 47% completion percentage is garbage. I don't care if he had 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns to 1 interceptions, 89 passer rating. Garbage. He's off. He's done. We're getting a rookie QB, whether you guys like it or not. Let's move to the offseason. And the Chiefs beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP. Nick Bosa wins Defensive Player of the Year. That's sick for us. So yeah, that's really good. But let's see what we got for the player upgrades. Maybe Bailey Zappe got start of. He does not. After being top 10 in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Interesting. Don't even give him a chance because his pass rating is so bad. Jacoby Myers gets superstar dev. He has all the tools he needs, bro. He has 2 above average running backs. Tony Pollard is way better than 89 in real life if he had a real starting job. Ramondre Stevenson, Mike Evans, Jacoby Myers, who's been playing good. A first round receiver who's actually not bad. He just didn't get a good development. And then great tight end, amazing offensive line, and a good defense to back him up as well, who is the #1 defense. It's his problem. Also, Shelby has superstar dev. Did he come with that or did he get that? 3rd round pick, came with superstar development. I'm just great at late round picks, apparently. A fullback late round pick, Shelby. I mean, it was a 3rd round pick that wasn't that late, but still, he's a good pick. And yeah, we're going to need, as Avery, that defensive back that we picked up in the last season, is only a star dev, but we're going to need to re-sign some players, specifically Christian Barmore, and I think I want to try to get an elite defensive back in free agency if I can. If I cannot, I will trade for one. 2024 retirements, let's see what we got here for the Patriots, Nick Foles retires. Every one of our mentor QB just retires. They just do not care. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. As Matt Judon, I still do want back. I'm not going to overpay for him. He can hit free agency since he's an 83 overall. I'm going to try and find someone else because he only had 6.5 sacks anyways. Jonathan Jones, I'll let hit free agency. Christian Barmore, I still do want back. Let's give him a player-friendly deal. Up the money even more. He had a pretty good amount of sacks this year, and he resigns. Kind of overpaid for him, but he did have a good season. And Jalen Mills can walk. Jonathan Jones can walk. All these other guys can walk. I want an elite defensive back. That's what I'm going to try to target here. $44 million to spend. Let's get into it. I didn't get an elite defensive back, but I got Micah Parsons on a huge deal. The Commanders were in on that deal as well, so we stole it from Mac Jones and James Bradbury at defensive back. Not an elite defensive back, but he's definitely going to be good depth for us. Let's move into the draft, and I'm actually going to select the QB over Bailey Zappe. And in the draft, I'm picking up Derek Richer. Normal dev out of Western Michigan, but 99 throw power. Dude has a whole tank on his arm, 6'5", 230, built like Josh Allen, is basically Josh Allen. Holy crap, dude's gonna be ridiculous for us. Bailey Zappe in a second-round pick gets me Kenny Moore from the Colts, so I like that deal. We don't really have any other draft picks left. I like what we got here, so it's now time to move in to the end of the draft. So this is the team after the draft. Richer is only a 70 overall. I know. Oh my god, that's a less overall than Bailey Zappe. I don't care. 99 throw power. Accuracy just isn't there. 78 speed. He's basically a slightly slower version of Josh Allen. So he's going to be sick. He's got literally everything he needs to succeed. He's going to step up, be the man we need. Micah Parsons, I'm going to officially move over to the left outside linebacker position. And also, I'm not going to have him wear number 21. I'm just not going to do that. We don't have number 1, so I don't want to put him in 95 either. I feel like that would just be wrong. I want to put him in the 50s. 51. Let's go 51. He's an X factor, and let's move him to the left outside linebacker position. That number really doesn't matter, but it's fine. We're going to keep it the way it is. Shelby, Duggar, my Qs, got everything. Kenny Moore, Hughes, Jeff Okudah, James Bradbury, and Moody is our 5th defensive back. We have so much depth at DB, but we don't really have that elite X factor on the team, but it's fine. Shelby, I'm going to have start as the sub linebacker, and we got every single thing we need. We just need that QB to perform. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move into the playoffs because we don't need to resign anybody at the midseason mark. Here we are in the playoffs, 15-2, top of the division. Defense dominated. Offense was average. So I guess our QB wasn't that good, but still 15-2. Our defense led us there. QB did just enough. 15-2. Mid. Okay, Derek is all right. 15th best offense, best defense in the NFL. 4,600 yards, 35 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Better than Bailey Zappe, I'm not going to lie, other than the yards. But similar touchdowns, less interceptions. Tony Pollard, 4 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, but Stevenson with 11 touchdowns. Mike Evans, 10 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. Jacoby Myers, 100 receptions, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Looking at it defensively, Ben, 103 tackles for a loss, 17 for Nick Bosa, sacks, 25.5 for Nick Bosa, 23 for Micah Parsons, and 10 for Dexter Lawrence. Oh my gosh. Interceptions, 5 for Kenny Moore. Safeties is 1 for, who's that? 1 for Nick Bosa. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So we have the first round bye with our new QB. Hopefully he puts up enough points for us to actually make it to the Super Bowl or the conference championship. Let's see if he can win his first ever playoff game facing the 8-9 Jacksonville Jaguars, who we just beat in week 18. Can we beat them again? We do. 35-20, here to face the 15-2 Las Vegas Raiders in the conference championship. So let's move into it. Here we are against the Las Vegas Raiders, as it is currently 7-0, and then 7-7 now. 14-7, okay, our rookie QB's moving us down the field, or maybe the defense is putting us in a really good position, but 14-14 at half, 21-14, 17-21, and 24-17, still 1-possession game, 2-possession game now, a 3-possession game. 2-possession game ends it 34-24 as we're going to be moving on to the Super Bowl with our new rookie QB. 3-touchdown game, but only 54% completion percentage, which isn't that good, but at least we won. We're moving on to the Super Bowl. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 10-7 Seattle Seahawks. There is no chance that Geno Smith is still their quarterback. I highly doubt this. Seahawks quarterback Sean Washington, Jameis Winston as the second string. Sean Washington, star development out of Tennessee. interesting, wearing number 5 as well, which is interesting. But looking at the roster to see if there is any development upgrades offensively, I doubt our QB got one. He did not get one. I'm surprised he probably didn't get Offensive Rookie of the Year. Usually it goes to a quarterback. And offensively, there are no development upgrades, kind of like how it's been almost the entire rebuild. Kenny Moore gets Superstar, though, and there are nobody else here that gets a development upgrade, unfortunately, for this team. But, yeah, let's see what we got for the, whatchamacallit, rookie. Can I see the Rookie of the Year? I should be able to, the stats and awards for the Super Bowl. Yearly awards, AFC, Offensive Rookie of the Year, really? Third. Chad Randolph is apparently a better QB on the Texans, so that's interesting. Maybe he's not even a QB, but anyways, let's move into the Super Bowl to see if we can beat the Seattle Seahawks and cap this rebuild off with a win. Let's move into it. Here we are against the Seattle Seahawks. They got first blood, but it's now 7-3, 14-3, and 6-14. Still one possession lead here, and 17-6 at halftime. What we got as it's now 24-6. Pretty big beatdown. Our defense is holding very well, and the Patriots beat the Seahawks in another Super Bowl, 27-6, not allowing a single touchdown, as our QB only had one touchdown, but it doesn't matter because he's the one that won us at all. He's the one that did it, unlike Bailey Zappe. Our defense was first last year, and we couldn't do it just because Bailey Zappe just wouldn't put enough on the board, just didn't complete enough. But that's changed here. We're a changed team. We got Derek here at QB. So the Bailey Zappe rebuild was not a success, but the Patriots rebuild was a success because their defense was just so dominant. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching this video. Name a rebuild down below you would like me to do next. Apart from that, guys, thank you guys all for watching once again, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.